Welcome to day 7. Dear friends, you've done really well. Today, I'd like to wrap everything up, integrate all the different elements that we've learned, and show how we can tap into all these elements of meditation in a holistic and dynamic way to bring us joy and peace in the dissolving of stress. So, dear friends, we've seen how attentiveness wakes us up to see ourselves and our lives more clearly, more sensitively. We've seen how attentiveness has 3 aspects: mindfulness, letting go and letting be, and flowing in the rhythms of grace. In the first 3 days, we focused on mindfulness in its various nuances. We explored the power of being open to this moment, which is really about dwelling in an open and non-resisting flow of awareness, fully alive to the totality of your experience. Not clinging, not resisting, but being open, being aware. On day 4, you apply this open awareness to getting unstuck from a place of inertia, feeling trapped, burdened with the past. Through breathing mindfully, stepping back, stepping out into this open awareness, you began to disentangle yourself from grasping and clinging. You began to deconstruct the false self with its false storyline that you have built around yourself. And as you see through the different parts that make up this false identity, the thoughts, sensations, the feelings, and the storyline, the plot, you can begin to allow the light to shine through, to disintegrate, to melt that sense of stuckness. So when you begin to feel unstuck, then you arrive at a deeper dimension where letting go enters into letting be. Letting go is like releasing a clenched fist. Letting be is simply resting with open hands and open hearts. So we've seen the power of letting go and letting be. And then on day 5, we went deeper into letting be. What does it mean to rest in your own nature as pure awareness, not struggling to let go, not fighting to resist, not blindly losing yourself to situations, but simply letting be in the eternal now. For time and space are constructs, concepts, refractions of that timeless, infinite awareness that you are. Through deconstructing time and space, we are able to go deeper into letting be, into this simple, quiet being that you are. It's simple but not simplistic. It requires intelligence and sensitivity, not too tight, not too loose. So letting be means you relax into your own ground, being comfortable in your own skin. Then on day 6, you finally entered into a different dimension of grace, a transcendent space where contact with grace happens. Grace here means that you're not striving, stressing, seeking, struggling to change anything or get rid of anything. through your letting be in silence, stillness, without words, without images, you connect with the intrinsic rhythms of life, the rhythms of your breathing, your thinking, your feeling, the sounds, the sights, the smells, the taste, the touch, the moment by moment emerging and dissolution, rising and falling away. And in this fluidity, where there's this rhythmic flow of everything that is, you touch or you get to see deeply that reality is not solid, concrete, unchanging, impermanent, isolated, but reality is like a wave-like, if you know what I mean, wave-like, undulating, interpenetrating, seamless. And you start to dissolve the boundaries between self, others, the world. It's nothing to achieve, nothing to earn, nothing to deserve. Just a pure outpouring of love and joy into your very being as you see this reality. And as you open yourself to the reality that's even beyond that, moment by moment, coming and going. For this rising and falling is still part of this contingent universe of experience that we are familiar with, that we abide in. But grace has far deeper dimensions that even transcends this realm of our created contingent experience. But that I will speak about in another module, not here. For now, just know that within this body-mind experience, there's an intrinsic rhythm, an intrinsic flow, a flow of rising and falling, coming and going, emerging and dissolving, that when you can recognize and not be afraid of and not resist it, can be a doorway into much greater freedom in your life. In this way, from this space, you can flow in the cadence of grace without force, without self-effort. You follow the inner rhythms of your innermost nature, of awareness that is completely at one with everything that rises and falls. So, dear friends, we have come to the end of our module. Today is day 7, and we have explored various dimensions of attentiveness. We have delved into nature of experience and insight into reality, and coming to a place of grace. Let's now activate our meditation that combines these different elements and use this as an opportunity to directly embody and taste the power of attentiveness in this system of meditation that we call ACE. So let's sit quietly now. Once again, in an upright posture, free of tension, posture of carefree dignity, of present fresh wakefulness. Eyes closed, hands on your lap. Completely in touch with all that is happening right now. This moment, there is no moment. This place, there is no place. Just an endless flow of awareness. Experiencing what is being experienced without being lost, without being resistant, but completely open, unstuck, yielding, surrendering to what is. Breathing in and out, you connect with that intrinsic rhythm of the breath, feeling your bodily sensations. You connect with the intrinsic rhythm of sensations, connecting to your heart's emotions, undulations of your heart. You connect to the intrinsic rhythm of your feelings, recognizing, being aware of your thoughts passing through the sky of the mind. You connect with the intrinsic rhythm of your cognition, your ideation, your thinking. Hearing the sounds around you, recognizing the ebb and flow, the wax and wane of the sounds around you. The intrinsic rhythm of hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, feeling, thinking. Everything within your world flows in a rhythm. Your world of experience is not separate from you. You are the world. As you see deeply this eternal now of wakefulness, of experiencing, of knowingness, can you see through the division between inner and outer? Where does the outer end and the inner begin? Where does the inner end and the outer begin? Try to find this boundary line and you cannot find it. It is but a conceptual superimposition, an idea, a thought. In the experiencing, only the experiencing. And you realize that experiencing is seamless, cannot be bifurcated, divided into inner or outer. There is no distance between your awareness and the outer world. Just as there is no distance between your awareness and your inner world. The illusion of distance is but an artifact, a fabrication of thought. For both outer and inner experience are none other than experience. Experience cannot be divided, cannot be separated. In essence, it is dimensionless. The experiencing element, the knowingness, the awareness, is no form and no boundary, no dimensions. And it is within awareness that both inner and outer take place. we realize that both inner and outer are labels that we apply to what is, in essence, one totality, one singularity of experiencing. Rest in that. Open to the natural rhythms that are present there. Seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking, feeling, and in incessant flow of activity of awareness. Recognizing this, you recognize your intrinsic nature, your intrinsic worth, your intrinsic dignity that is a given. All of us share in this same wakeful awareness. We have a shared being, shared nature, and there's nothing wrong, nothing lacking with this nature, even though we might be falling short in many ways in our actions, in our thoughts, in our deeds, in our words. There's a fundamental knowing nature that is impervious to judgment, destruction by our thoughts and concepts. Awareness simply is. The innermost essence of who we are. Let that recognition help you to dissolve the stress in your life. Rather than identifying with a stressed out identity, learn to unhook from that. And if you need to identify with anything, then you may say, I am this awareness. This awareness is me. This I am. So learn to see yourself as awareness, at least for this duration of the module here. In later modules, we will learn to move beyond this, especially when we enter into open presence and when we allow uncreated grace to break through into our hearts. Then everything changes, including this awareness itself. For now, we rest in our innermost aware being and allow this truth, this reality to be a source of restfulness and peace in our everyday lives. So be glad and rejoice as you finish up this meditation. Open your eyes. Congratulations. Well done. You have completed all 7 days of this module on dissolving stress. I pray that you will continue to practice this power of attentiveness through being mindful, letting go and letting be, and resting in the rhythms of grace. And beyond that, I pray that you will continue on this meditative journey to explore the other elements of ACE, namely compassion and enlightenment, and even beyond that, into open presence to encounter grace and allowing that grace to transform you from inside out into the likeness of the divine in Christ. So for now, I thank you for joining me in this course. It's been an honor and a privilege and a blessing. I hope that you've been blessed. And may you always be well and happy and joyful. Thank you. Namaskar.